Hello everybody, it's Roxana with Past Present Herbs, and today I was wanting to come on and do a video. The name of this video today is How Healthy Are You? And in the underlying topic for this video is what herb is for me, because it really depends on how healthy you are. I may be doing a second video for this video. There is a reason that I'm doing this video. Excuse me, I always get started and then my throat always has like a little been a little cold here the last couple of days, and my nose has started to run a little bit. But the reason this video has been kind of prompted is because people, I think, we need reminding. We need reminding from time to time just exactly what the differentiation is between herbalists and doctors. And we also need reminding really that it's okay that we can take our medication and that we can also take herbs. And sometime back, I can't remember how far back, but I did make a video because some people were very confused. They were saying, I would love to take herbs. I would love to take herbs, but I take medicine. And I can't take herbs because I take medicine. So I put out a video, and I'm going to list it underneath this video in the show more. It's how to take prescription medication with your herbs. And it goes into detail about you can take herbs and you can even get off of some medication with the guidance. And it takes work, it takes time, and it takes teamwork. Working with a doctor, an herbalist, or a naturopath doctor. Sometimes you have to communicate, and sometimes you have to do your own research, but it takes work. It doesn't happen overnight, and it takes willingness on your part. It takes working with an herbalist or a naturopath doctor, and it also takes working with your own doctor. But you can't just make these decisions, on your own. You have to work with people. And these are people that are professionals. And you have to also make up your own mind. But some people get it in their mind that they're going to do all this on their own, and you can't do that because there's safety precautions. And I put all that in my video. But also, today's video is going to be more or less more on the fact that I'm an herbalist. I went to herbalist school. I studied for, before I even went to herbalist school, I studied for quite a while on me and my family. My primary focus was me and my family. I have been sick off and on for probably my entire life, and I did not realize why, and and how the body systems work. And that was my primary goal, was to be made whole. And so when I went to school, I was studying herbs and really trying to figure out when I when I went to school, I was trying to figure out how I could help my husband. I had always been sick, and quite frankly, we can get used to being sick. I was a functioning sick person, and my whole reason that I reached out to a friend of mine who's a aromatherapist, and I reached out to her and I asked her, I want to go to school. And I was very serious, and I was very disheartened by a diagnosis that we'd been given, because my husband was given a not very good diagnosis, and I really was hurt by what the doctors were telling us. And so, long story short, I went to school. I dove head first, and I was struggling, and I started getting better, and I started reading and reading and reading, and then I started practicing, if you want to call it that, these herbs and on my neighbors, my family, and my friends. And they would say, you know, I've got all this stuff wrong with me, and I would say, according to my books, according to my school, according to what I've been helped and taught. And I would ask them questions. I would work one-on-one with them, and I would ask them questions, because according to the paperwork and according to how healthy or how non-healthy, and basically it's how healthy you are or how non-healthy you are. And according to the energetics, we work with energetics, and I'll do another video on the energetics. And, you know, not everybody's the same. I'm going to give you a for example. Doctors work like this. Okay. One that I have a big deal with is people will come to me, or they'll email me a lot. A lot of people email me and they'll say, I'm having heartburn, or I'm having skin problems, I'm having this, I'm having that. What herb goes with that? Or I'm having this issue, I'm having that issue. I don't know. I don't know who they are. These are people I don't know. These are people that I have no idea who they are. I don't know who they are. And I want to help them. I really do want to help them. But I do consultations. And if you go to the doctor, and you tell them, I have arthritis, or I have indigestion, they're going to tell you, go to get something over the counter. Go take Tylenol. Or, you know, if I have pain, just arthritis pain, they'll tell you take 2 Tylenol. Or they'll write you a prescription for something for pain. They write everybody a prescription for the same thing. You'll get 10 people. They'll do the same thing for 10 people. You know, because they're programmed to do that. The pharmaceutical companies tell them, and they get a kickback for that. And they really don't know what to do for digestion, and they really don't know what to do for, you know, they just say, take 2 Tums and call me in the morning. Whatever, you know. But they really don't know, because they have not been taught as an herbalist. And if I know you, and I'll ask you other questions, you know, I'll say, are you pretty healthy? Because there's 3 categories of people as an herbalist. I have a paper that I will send you if you want to be a client of mine. I don't have patients. We don't have patients, and we don't have white lab coats. We have regular clothing. We're regular people. We've just studied herbs, you know. And so I'm not going to come to you like a doctor, and I'm not going to treat you like a patient. I'm going to treat you and ask you certain questions that a doctor would never consider asking you. Because as an herbalist, I'm going to treat you like a person. And I'm going to ask you certain questions. I got to get to know you. And I got to get to know you as a person, because there's 10 different people. There's 10 different body types. we all have a different chemistry. We all have different body types. Even though we all have a heart, we all have a brain, we all have this, but our chemistry is all different. So therefore, just like at night when we go to bed, my husband is very hot-natured. Me, I have to have my covers. I'm kind of a lukewarm. I'm not cold, but I'm definitely not hot. As I've gotten older, I just still have to have my covers. I don't want my feet or any of that stuff. I'm just, how you're just different. This person is this way. That person is this way. This person likes cold things. This person likes hot things. That's kind of like that. We're all a little different, and we like foods that are different. We like all that. And so that's kind of what I'm talking about. But if you are a person who you're in good physical shape, you have really no health challenges, and I'm going to ask you about that. Are you on any kind of medications? I'm going to ask you all this stuff. And I'm going to say, do you have any allergies? Are you okay? Can you take just about anything over the counter? I'm going to ask you these kinds of things. I'm going to say, and that's one category of person. And what's your age? What kind of, are you a male? Are you a female? Because that matters, being a male or a female. Or are you in the second category? Are you in pretty good shape? You may have one or two health complaints, nothing major though. You might take one or two pharmaceutical drugs or over-the-counter drugs on a regular basis. You might have some cold or flu or some back pain from time to time. And you may have some food allergies, and you may have a few food sensitivities. That's nothing major. But you may still have some things that are, if you're a woman, you may have a few things in the woman category. And if you're a man, you may have a few things that are in the men category. But you're still pretty healthy, and you may be in good physical condition. This is in the second category. And I'm not going to say, but there's certain herbs that are out there that can help you. And, but I have to know who you are, and I have to know what are the herbs that I know that would help you. Because there's like a difference of herbs that will help this person, that would help this person. And then there's a third category. Now, a third category, you're going into a serious type of a category. Now, this type of people, they have some serious health issues, okay? Now, maybe they're taking some life-saving pharmaceuticals. Now, these pharmaceuticals may be heart issues. They may be on heart medication, okay? Now, I'm going to have to really get my antenna up, and I'm going to have to really do some things to really help them. I'm really going to have to pay attention, right? Because anything that you have is maybe has the potentiality to interfere with some herbal medications. Say, I have somebody that wants something, they have maybe a deficiency in one area of their life. They may have a deficiency, or they may have an herb that may interfere with their medication. So if I refer, or if I try to put them on some kind of herbal preparation or remedy, and it interferes with their medication. So, we just have to be really careful. So that's why I always say, it can be done, but it has to be done by somebody who has a lot of experience, and it has to be done with everybody that is the doctor. I have to know what kind of medication they're on. I have to be really in good communication with this person. This person has to be in good communication with me. And we all have to know, like the doctor has to know, the herbalist or the allopathic doctor has to know. And we all have to have goals in mind of like what we're working for, what we're working towards. Are we managing symptoms? Are we trying to get to the root? Are we trying to get off of a medication? Are we not trying to get off of medication, but we're trying to do something else? I mean, there's really has to be a goal. Because it's fine if you want to stay on a medication, if the prescription medication is what the client wants to stay on a medication. I'm on a medication. I can't go off of a medication. I always try to go off the medication. Sorry, I've been having some trouble with my camera. So if you notice some flickering through this video, that's why. Where I left off was about me trying to go off of medication, and a person may have many attempts, but somebody should not feel bad if they are trying to go off of medication and they can't. They may have to stay with it for a while, and that's something that's very different that I want to explain here. Is medication is not at all like an herb. An herb and medication, the reason people like to do medication is because medication works really fast, but it doesn't get to the root cause of the problem. And the reason that herbs don't work for people a lot of the times is because people say they don't have the right herb for the right person. Because there we go back again. People have signs and symptoms. And so doctors work on signs and symptoms. Herbalists don't. Herbalists don't work on signs and symptoms. Herbalists will say, what is the root cause to this sign and symptom? And two, they work with the person, the whole person, because they know there's a root cause to this sign and symptom. They dig deep. And as a doctor, that's all they're working with is the sign and the symptom. They'll get the sign and the symptom like pain. They work with pain a lot. And so they say, what's the number of your pain? And they'll say, just take some Tylenol. Well, what's the number one cause for Tylenol? I mean, it'll destroy your liver. Lots of people we work so hard, and if you just rest, eat, and go home and rest is the number one way to get rid of pain. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear about that, but what's your commercials all about? How to relieve stress, how to relieve pain, how to get rid of pain. The number one that I learned when I was going to school is to take a hot soap bath with salt is minerals. We are so depleted of minerals, and if we just take a nice hot soaking bath, we're all about hurrying up and getting out of the shower. That hot water will help with a little bit of salt water, because salt water will put the minerals back into your body, and the older we get more depleted. And I know I always go on and on and on, but we need to be reminded, especially in the day and time that we live in. But I'm just going to briefly, I know this video, my camera's acting up on me, but if you're in a healthy state of body and being, you're going to use more food, herbs that are more safe for people, that are teas, capsules, tinctures, in large amounts. You can handle large amounts of herbs. You can put them in your food. You can do them by the capsule. You can tincture. I mean, you can handle large amounts of herbs. So you can take them in many facets and many forms, and they're not going to hurt you. If you're a person that's in that second category, you want them in moderate amounts. You can do them in capsules, you can do them in tinctures, and you can even cook with them, but you don't want them in large amounts. You just want them in moderate amounts. And you can do something like if you're every now and then handling, going to sleep every now and then or whatever, but you can take a bath with herbs in them, and you can do some things like if you're having, in that category where you're having a hard time sleeping, like I talk about in my other video, you can take some valerian to go to sleep, a tincture, before you go to bed. Or you can do some, always talk about lavender. Put a little sachet, or do some spritzing on your pillows, you know. It's very good. Or you can put some lavender on your wrist, essential oil, smell it, and just drift off to sleep. You know, there's all kinds of ways. You can put lavender in your saltwater bath, Epsom salt bath, I'm sorry. There's all kinds of ways that you can do this kind of stuff that's safe for children as well. The lavender and the Epsom salt bath. There's kinds of things that you can do that's so prevalent today. You know, herbs, when I was going to school, they kind of warned us, and they said, you know, this, it's kind of gone in waves, the herbal world. And they said it kind of died out, went real big, kind of died out, went real big. They said it's fixing to explode. So I want to say something here. I wrote myself a note. Number one, herbalists are not doctors. So don't approach us like we're a doctor. Don't ask us, you know, my friend, come and, what do you think about my friend? I can't help you with your friend. I can't help you because your friend has to come to me, or go see an herbalist in your area. Okay. Number one, that's number one. And then number two, this is another thing that I think that I get trapped, and I'm thinking, you know, because I really want to help. Okay. And number two, Google is not your friend. I've learned that when you're trying to do research for yourself, I'll have people that'll say, you know, oh, I looked up an herb, and I was, you know, looking on, you know, they were looking on YouTube, and they said that they'll send me a YouTube video, and I'm like looking at the YouTube video that they have showed me, and I'm like, I don't disagree with this person. This is a person that maybe they put out a YouTube video, and the YouTube video, and I'm thinking, where did they get their information from? And they probably got that off of Google. When you're searching for herbs, like you may have a problem, I'll go back to digestion, I'll go back to arthritis. That's probably not a good place to go look up herbs, is to search for Google, because Google is going to go to WebMD, or they're going to go to some other kind of place. And I used to think it was okay to go to NIV or other, you know, there used to be some places where I used to go. Now I'm learning they've changed a lot of those. I go to certain places to look up for drug interactions with herbs, but I've had to change that over the years because they change these because of how explosive herbs have become. And in trying to help certain people, not all people, they'll say, well, I've heard that herb is dangerous. It's dangerous for my liver. Well, I've been using herbs now for quite a few years, and I use them safe and effective because they'll go on Google and they'll say, you know what, this is a dangerous herb and you should not use it. And quite the contrary, this is an herb that's safe and effective and can be very helpful to somebody. But to get somebody to believe otherwise because they've done Google research, it's not true. Google is not a reliable source. Google is not a reliable source. cannot get that through people's head, I laugh and I'll say, go Google it, because that's not really me being serious. That's the younger generations. And I mean, I've been guilty of it myself. I'll say, I'll go Google that. But I'm not really being serious about it. I'll do it for like a movie, or, I'll Google something that I know how to, find my way around town or something like that. But you don't Google it for serious health reasons. And you don't do it for something like that. But Google is there to do something like a health or something serious. I would not rely on Google. And I really would not rely on Google for proper dosing instructions or something like that. Google is helpful in certain circumstances, but it's not for finding herbs or for dosing instructions or for serious medical advice. I'll say that. But yeah, I would not rely on Google for things like that. I would do it out of finding a good herbalist and asking them, what are some good books that I can buy to help myself? And I've done a book review. I've done videos on some good books that you can buy, and how you could go to the library and get some good books from the library and then see if those are some good books that you think. And, there's lots of other people on YouTube that have done book reviews, and where you can do book, where you have it in the hard copy, you can buy them. And I don't know why people don't want to take that advice and invest your money wisely, because the internet fails us all the time. And I tell people all the time of other people that they can listen to, and they just don't. And people that don't take their health serious, they don't want to go see an herbalist, they don't want to pay the money, but they'll go pay the money to see a doctor. That's fine. I respect that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But there's people that do. They pay for both an herbalist and they pay for both a doctor, and that's fine. I do. I pay for an herbalist and I pay for a doctor, because sometimes you understand that both of them are needed. And so really, that's really kind of what I wanted to do this video over. Just remember, how healthy are you? How healthy do you want to be? And I'm going to do a follow-up video on this, because herbs are an incredible part of our life. Every day when you go into your kitchen and you start cooking, what are you pulling out of your cabinet? You're pulling out spices and herbs, aren't you? Yes. And so for healthy people, they pull out spices. Last night I made a rosemary chicken, and I did not pull out rosemary from my cabinet. I went out to the side of my house. I have a big bush of rosemary, and I made 3 big cuttings of rosemary. And I put rosemary. I actually cooked a chicken in the crock pot all day. And the chicken, as it fell apart, I cut up the chicken and put it into a stew. And the rosemary was just very aromatic. It is just filled the house with its wonderful aromas. And I made a kind of a spicy chicken with rosemary. The rosemary was just wonderful. So just think about all the wonderful spices and all the wonderful herbs, I call them spices and herbs, that you have in your kitchen that we're going into fall, that you can incorporate in your daily life. They're healthy, they're nutritious, they're warming. Right now is a great time when I love to pull out ginger and make ginger tea in the evening. I love it. It's wonderful. It's a very warming, that's what I'm going to be talking about in my next video. An energetic video is what it's going to be, where you'll learn more about the energetics of herbs and the energetics from plants, how plants have an energy to them, and how they can help us stay warm or they can help us stay cool. And the energetics of a person. What type of person are you? You know, are you a warming person or are you a cooling person? So anyway, I'm sorry for all the mess ups of my my camera, but I'll get it pieced together and get this out to you as soon as I can. I just want to know, what type of person are you? And remember, when you're talking to an herbalist, give them an opportunity to know you, and let them know how healthy you are, or what category are you. Are you a pretty healthy person? Are you in the first category? Are you in the second category? And say, you know, if you want to consult with them, say, I would really like a free consultation. Can I have a free consultation? And, you know, let them know that their time, you know, a person's time is is value. Because my time that I spend getting to know a person is, I can be friends with somebody. I can certainly be friends with somebody. There's nothing wrong with being friends with them. But if I'm going to consult with somebody, my time is worth being paid for. And I don't want to ever offend anybody or it's nothing like that. I do videos and I expect somebody to learn something off of every video. But if I'm going to just sit down and really do research and really help somebody, I expect my time to be paid for. And it's not like if I was going to get my car detailed, I would not want that person to work for me for free. I would expect to pay for that person and pay him for his time. And I do a service for people. That's the reason I went to school, is to really learn so that I could help people. Because this is really a service that we do for people. It's not just me. I'm speaking for all herbalists. It's fun, it's exciting, because you do see results, but you got to give it time. And I see people that when they do see results, they get so excited, and they sometimes want to do things for themselves. They want to learn how to do herbs themselves. And that's really when I get excited, when I see, and some people have no desire to do it themselves. They just want to come to me. And that's okay. I'm all right with that, you know. But some people, that's why I'm excited to move back to Amarillo, because I'll get to meet with those people that are missing me. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video short, even though it might be kind of long. But you guys, I hope you got something out of this, and I hope you just have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be very something for you to just be reminded on. Some of you may already know what I'm talking about. Some of you may not. But if you do like this, please give it a like. Please leave me a comment in whether it's good or whether it's bad. Okay, this just may be a refresher, a reminder. And if you did learn something, tell me what you learned. Okay, I love you guys. See you in the next video. Bye for now.